T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
My shadow. You can find him on the ground or the wall. My shadow. He can be short or tall. I can walk, I can jump, I can skip down the street, but I know that he'll stay at the end of my feet. Each sunny, dark, or cloudy day, my shadow's always there to play.
Hey now, good evening, everyone.
Hey,
Thank you for joining us on My Shadow, episode 15. Unique meets Ari Shaffir. Maybe not. I'm Susie Q, and we've got our hosts, Pretty and Cup of Discords.
hey now.
Hey now, welcome to the My Shadow stream. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and donate. The preferred way of donating used to be vodka, but now you can donate through Streamlabs. And if you would please join us in our Discord, Disgruntled Stern fans, with a Des in it. Disgruntled Stern fans. What a week. Hey, first we can take inventory. Who's banned? Who's blocked? What's going on? Do we even know who can access his Discord? Or this is his fan show, by the way.
Yeah, we'll call it the not banned report. Hey, because fill in the blank here, because if you ask Kyle, what is he going to say?
I don't know.
Not banned. You're not banned.
No, you're not banned. You're not banned. What? We don't ban people here.
A couple days ago, I went to call in, and I had got real busy in real life and hadn't been into his Discord, and went in to join the voice and realized that I couldn't join. I've been kicked. So, is anybody else been kicked? Are they allowed in, or what's going on?
Yeah, let us know in the chat.
I was able to get back in the same night before I got on and got that all taken care of, thank God. But it comes and goes. Sometimes it feels like you don't do anything, and I don't know. Sometimes you just get kicked or muted, or it's just negotiating the environment.
Well, in all fairness, we're dealing with an inebriated Kyle at the end of the stream, so
Yes, severely.
sometimes he's telling the truth about not being banned. Who knows?
We've got a lot of clips to play this week. A lot of clips. A lot has happened. It's been 2 weeks since we've done the show. Where would you guys like to start?
How about that Ari Shaffir show?
The Ari Shaffir show. Now, what is the number one rule that Kyle has told us about stand-up?
That it sucks.
I don't like it.
Yes. Yes.
No, he was pretty steamed. But 2 weeks ago, he claims he was steamed that he didn't get to go to the Louis J. Gomez stand-up show
and he
in
was
Providence,
excited to
Rhode
go see
Island.
Ari Shaffir. Yes.
So he wasn't going to be left out this time. So he got 2 tickets to Ari Shaffir. And I'm not going to deny, on the last show, I predicted that he would not go.
Yeah, and he sure enough went, and he got dropped off and picked up, and I believe he got to see Ari Shaffir get out of his car.
Yeah, he actually went. Now he claims he didn't have a good time. I think he had a great time. He explained it going to it. I called in afterwards, asked him again about it, and asked him one more time if he wanted to clarify whether he had a good time or not. He said he didn't have a good time. Now it seems like he had a pretty choice seats. Did you? Do you remember where he said he was sitting?
Yeah, his blurry picture looked like he was right up next to the stage.
It looked like he was right off the left to Ari Shaffir. Almost could have touched him. And so I was laughing because he said the set went on for about 40 minutes. And I was laughing, thinking to myself, you know how when you call in and Kyle goes, yeah, what do you want? You know, what do you want? And you're on that platform and you're nervous. He was 2 feet away from Ari the whole time, giving him that scowl. How did he describe that he was looking stone-faced?
Yes, it's that.
Yes, that's exactly what he said. He was stone-faced. I was like, you probably made him feel uncomfortable.
I have that favorite picture of him staring crazy straight forward. Imagine doing this stand-up with that guy 2 feet away from you, looking at you with that. Yeah, what? What do you want?
Yeah, he's that one guy
that got to be professional.
Yeah, he's that one guy the comedians talk about that they always focus on.
Yeah. And it wasn't straight in front of him, it was to the left. So it was almost like a subconscious, like, what is this guy looking at me for like that? So anyway, besides spilling a guy's beer, he said he spent $20 on a beer. His own.
You know, maybe he was there. The picture was all blurry. He spilled someone's drink. It sounds like
he took pictures of it. So he's definitely there. He claimed, he insists he didn't have a good time. And I bet you he'll be at the next show that is out there. I was happy that he got outside. I was a little bit worried that he hadn't been outside in a long time, but I think he had a good time, even though I asked him over and over. I actually asked him in summary, I said, Kyle, do you think that you got your money's worth for the show for $30? And he said, yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, he said it was good. So, you know,
$30 is not bad at all.
You guys have been to stand-up. Now, I claim that stand-up is completely different in person. Yeah. I don't know. It's maybe like seeing live music, even more so. But even substandard comics can be a fun night out. Great comics seeing in person is just outstanding. I guess the best comic I ever saw in person was Robert Schimmel at the DC Improv. Have you guys seen stand-up? Who have you seen?
I've seen Norton. I've seen D.L. Hughley. I've seen Artie. Yeah, it's much fun. I don't like a big crowd. I like a small, intimate setting. It's a lot better, and it is better in person. Like 100% better in person for sure.
Suzy Q, who have you seen?
David Spade twice in L.A.
He's awesome.
He was fantastic.
He's one of my favorite stand-ups.
Yeah, he was great. I think Bobby Lee opened for him once. I don't remember. It was in Santa Cruz.
What is Bobby Lee's stand-up like?
Terrible.
Yeah, he sounds like it sounds like I'm interviewing Kyle.
I don't know why he yells. Like
I asked Kyle over and over, what is Ari's? I said, what is his best joke? And he basically said he didn't have any. I said, can you just tell me what his set is like? Does he do? He just goes, no, he does shit. And that's basically your answer of what Bobby Lee does.
Oh, sad to me.
Yeah.
Oh, so Anthony Pereira said that Ari is a storyteller, not really joke-telling stand-up.
Yeah. Go ahead.
He's definitely. Oh Christ! Where did you guys first find or see Ari Shaffir? The first exposure I had to him, I thought it was fucking hilarious, was The Amazing Racist. They were on YouTube. There was set of somehow he had some independent production money and just did some pretty outrageous stuff that thought was hilarious. And then as the years go by, I just thought he got. I know him from. Mm-hmm. I just thought he pushed it past Kaufman-esque shit and just being like one of the biggest jerks ever. And I don't really understand how he's allowed back into sort of culture, because I thought they shunned him. But all you have to do is wait it out 6 months. Attention span goes by, and there he is. He's in Providence.
Two Master said that Bobby Lee does a lot of stool humping.
Oh, he's one of those guys.
How the fuck old is he doing stool humping?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, that's so like early 90s.
He's been a road comic for a very long time. You would think something good besides Mad TV, which came his way. I mean,
Or he could
yeah.
latch on to the Rogan circle if he had any talent. It's not going anywhere, and he's a weirdo. And I don't think he wants it to go anywhere. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy with Bobby Lee. I don't see it.
There's people in the chat that doubt that Kyle went to see Ari Shaffir.
No, he went. We saw pictures inside. I looked it up. It was the same.
You know, he I think he was wearing a pressed jersey, and so I gotta guess.
Of course, he was wearing a jersey. Was it hockey or football? It was one. No, it wasn't hockey. So it was football.
I think so. Yeah,
Oh,
that's what it looked
Yeah.
like. I asked him what jersey and Jordans he wore. He didn't answer. Serious.
So, aside from, he also insisted that we say that he did not meet Ari, because I said, "Hey, did you just meet him afterwards?" No. Why would I want to meet him? That's gay. And I was like, every time you meet a guy, you have to, like, I don't know, get up on him sexually. I'll just meet and talk to him. So anyway, he insisted we say he did not meet him, that they encountered each other at a show or so. We were 2 feet from each other. I think he had a good time.
I am Dr. Remulak in chat said that it was part of the Brady jersey, Tampa Bay.
Oh, I hope he and I can talk football. I can't figure out how he's going to not be a Patriots fan and just follow. I don't know. We'll work it out.
Brady for life is what he's about.
So I was happy for him. I was nervous he might not go and like turn it into a fight and then use it as a reason for weeks to hang it over all of our heads or something. But he went. I think he had a damn good time, and I think it was good for everyone.
Yep.
Yeah, it's nice to hear him that he got out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's nice to hear that he finally made it out the front door.
We'll pull some clips next time of that and circle back to it, of him describing the Ari thing. But I called it a couple times, and he's gone over it enough. But he just has to insist to everyone he does not like stand-up, even though he's on a run of wanting to go watch stand-up.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Ooh, Ashley said she doesn't think he went either. That's very
Now, what could be the evidence that he didn't get? There's a lot of conspiracy about Kyle. Does he have too much sleepy juice? Is it fake sleepy juice? Does he do this, do that? What would be the evidence that he actually didn't go? He was back very early.
Yeah, good point. I wanted to ask that as well.
He was on before 10 o'clock, right? That night?
Yeah, I think he was on East Coast time in the 9 o'clock hour, so he must have hustled back.
Who knows? I can't even fathom the guess. I'll get in trouble.
He returned since we left you last. He returned to a little bit of battling. I actually like the podcast. Who Are These Podcasts? I didn't know anybody else listened to it. I don't know how many do or not. And I was like, all right, there's something I can listen to as long as, Kyle doesn't get in a fight with him. Kyle's in a fight with him. Apparently they played a 15-minute clip of Kyle, or Kyle played a 15-minute clip of Who Are These Podcasts discussing him, and they were tearing him apart. So Kyle is a counterpuncher, and he basically came back and used the, usual things. You're gay, you're a faggot, and attacked his ethnicity. And I was like, you know what? Why do these people keep talking past each other? Mersh past Kyle. Who are these podcasts? And why don't they just actually, whatever you would call it, call each other? We'll talk a little bit later about this Mersh thing, this unbelievable video that came out about Mersh on the street in his own town. But here's my greater question. It seems like I don't know. What's the word? Are they uncomfortable actually talking to each other? Do they really think they're going to stir up a lot of heat on their own channels by being weird and not talking directly to each other? I don't get it.
They default to fighting.
Yeah.
Which is very disconcerting. As you know, I was offered to be interviewed, and I'm a fan. What the hell? Why would I get interviewed?
It is extremely confrontational, and I don't understand what the end game of that is and why they can't just talk to each other. Why can't Kyle get into Mersh's Nightwave Radio. Wouldn't that be fun?
I think so. I don't think they have to be adversarial, but see, the thing is, a lot of times people like the opposition to Kyle forgets the fact that they started in with Kyle first.
He is a counterpuncher.
Yeah,
it was actually
exactly.
who are these podcasts who started at this round, but they're both become incredibly stubborn. And then they start shooting past each other to I don't know whom. And it's just like, how old are all you? Why don't you just call each other or whatever you would call this system?
Yeah, I don't understand the constant aggression, and I don't get it.
But
I enjoy it, but I don't get it.
I actually really enjoy that. Who are these podcasts? They break apart a lot of different, popular podcasts from Howard Stern and I don't think they've covered Kyle, but this was a small snippet from one of his streams where, in a sense, they covered Kyle but didn't dedicate a show to it. And boy, Kyle heard about that and wasn't too happy.
Where's QWERTY? Did we lose him?
Well, let's play our first clip. Let's play it because we're going to get to Mersh later and some weight issues, but let's just roll right into a clip of Kyle discussing whether he's fat or not.
Oh my God! Here we go.
I know. You would think like a guy that's a super, but some of the funniest people are just at regular jobs.
A good point.
I know. When I was in construction, the electrician was a pisser. What are you gonna do?
Right.
He made this little grid and put cheese on it, and the rats would jump on it and get electrocuted. He was a hoot.
They keep doing the bit, like the people from Twitter are watching his show. Dude, just say, I got banned again, I'm sorry, I knew Twitter. What are you doing, Kuya?
In the beginning, he rubbed and patted his belly, and earlier he had talked about he hadn't gained weight. He has a theory about Taco Bell. Do you guys know what this theory is?
Yes, actually I do.
Well, reveal to us what the theory about Taco Bell is with weight.
I never heard it.
You
Just came up this week.
I did, but I never heard him say. I would like to hear this theory, this fakakta theory of his.
You're gonna love
Kyle's
it.
theory is that the reason you don't gain weight eating Taco Bell is because you shit it out.
You just shit it out. And thus, the calories don't remain. They keep in a flow. And that's why he has the gorgeous physique that he does now. I guess if you ate more, he would look better. And sets up the fat podcasting war. Can you believe these people are talking about physiques with each other?
No, I don't.
So I have something interesting on my clip list, and I don't even know what it is. Can you play Kyle Returns and the Cough Attack? There's something I want to cover.
Oh, yes. So last night, we don't know what happened. He logged off, and then there was some glitch. At some point, he came back. And this is what we heard.
Wait, this is...
What's poppin'? We talk about the AIU shit.
He's going to be on oxygen in a wheelchair like a mafia boss in a trial soon. I'm telling you, it's that closet. It's only his lungs are filtering out all that stuff all night.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know what's going on there, but I don't even see him smoke that much. I don't know what's going on, but that definitely sounds like a cough.
We should get him a vape pen. Well, I don't think that. We just get him a vape pen, though. Pretty good on the walls, too. They wouldn't be so quite yellow. That's interesting. Remember the time that you saved him, Susan Q?
Yeah, from his last cough attack. Poor guy. I mean, I don't know. I hope he gets that taken care of. Radios.
How would you take care of that? If you were a doctor, how would you take care of it?
Regular doctor visits.
More other doctors besides you. Okay. So do you want to get?
Yes.
We're all Stern fans here, and I wanted to get into something that who are these podcasts. Actually, their last episode had KC on. He was in a sense a co-host. He kind of produced, and they played some clips, and it just got me back thinking about the Howard Stern days. I personally think, well, what are you guys' impressions as Stern fans of KC? And then I'll tell you mine.
That was before I started listening. It was, I mean, when it was about, I started listening when Casey left. I know who he was. He was one of the background staff guys who had some on-air time. He had some funny bits. I wish I tuned in before, but I was there for when he had that outburst on air, and then he disappeared after that. Remember, you guys remember that when he disappeared?
Oh yeah, I think it was in Boston. He disappeared, but yeah, the ups and downs and the craziness of that's interesting. Right on the tail of that, Suzuki. What did you think of KC?
That he's hot and gorgeous, and those were like the best Howard Stern years, and that it was very unfortunate that he lost his mind.
Highly looks based. Yeah, Casey has a way with the ladies. I thought that Casey was the best producer in the Howard Stern show. He was the sort of the lead producer during the peak years. And then since the Howard Stern show, I think is the best radio show of all time. I think Casey's the best radio producer of all time. Doesn't that sound crazy? That's actually what I believe.
Yes, that's fantastic.
Absolutely.
Good years.
I think he was so creative. He used to wrangle those whack packers. He used to point out and see the whole, hey, who's your news? He gave a younger perspective to the comedy than old ass Jackie and Fred and all those guys. And I think it was a big loss when his downfall and he left. And boy, it was a lot of years of finding himself, Casey. Do you guys know where he is now? I think I know where he is now.
He owns a radio. He owns a radio. Yeah, he owns a radio station.
I think he works for a radio station in Islip, Long Island, out by the airport, and has been doing this for years. For I don't know, almost just like a passion thing. In this clip that you're going to see, I believe he's in that radio studio. I remember what Casey used to look like. He kind of looks different now. He's a little bit frazzled, Casey. His mind is a little bit frazzled. I think Casey's a great guy, a humble guy. And let's play a clip of that. Let's play a clip of, And so we'll see the characters once again.
All right, here we go.
All the women get together who are all part of this school, and they do this round robin, and they talk about what happened to them. The worst thing they say is, there was girls I knew who had blah, blah, blah happen to them. Like none of them can actually come up with a single story where they all go, yep, I remember that.
Can we sit them down and watch them show that island that Jeffrey Epstein took these women to? That is disgusting, and that is something that is inhuman.
I don't want to compare.
That's horrible.
I think it's fantastic that he's so passionate.
That is who are these podcasts discussing a documentary of Paris Hilton discussing how every pain in her life is existential and she can't even name what's so hard about her own fucking life. And Casey brought the idea to them and they did a whole show on it. And that's what Casey looks like now. Is his name Carl from Who Are These Podcasts?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I've seen Carl's name come up a bunch in the last week with a lot of hate from Kyle. I guess that's what his name is. So now it's hard to sit through an entire podcast of just the Who Are These Podcasts. Oh, we got a train going. It's hard to sit through because he's high paced, he's high energy, and he dominates. But if he has a topic and a lot of clips, he's very interesting to listen to. I actually feel. Well, this will get to Mersh in the future. The first exposure to him that I really had was Mersh and his co-host discussing Howard Stern on Who Are These Podcasts. And I thought all three of them were really good, which we'll get to Mersh and his weirdness in the future. Mersh is symbiotic with Ed Royce. When they're together, they're much better than apart. And I thought the whole thing was good. As a Howard Stern fan, I enjoy listening to Who Are These Podcasts summarize the state of Howard Stern now. And then not much later, here goes Kyle gets in a war with them.
They were all going to find each other at some point.
And the thing is, that guy, Carl, heard about it and offered for Kyle to come on his show. But in this weird world, that's like offensive to say, come on my show or something. I don't know what's going on. But I guess they're not going to talk to each other. We have another clip where, let's see.
Sad to me. Yes, we do. It's Paris Hilton explaining that she couldn't talk about what was happening to her.
And you can see the studio that Casey's in, and I guess you get to see Carl or whatever. So here it is.
So this is, again, talking to her mom and saying that she was going through, because the mom's going, holy shit, this was all happening to you? I didn't even know about this. And Paris explains that she couldn't tell her mom about it.
She was trying to look like Carrot Top.
But I couldn't tell you guys because every time I tried, I would get punished by them. Or they would say, we're just going to tell your parents you're a liar and they're not going to believe you.
She couldn't tell them because she would be punished by them. How about when you left? Could you have told her after you left? You know, like when you're 18 and you're not going to go back there ever again? You could have brought up, by the way, they were strangling me. You have to wait 22 years?
And, dude, was there a pencil and a pad? Or maybe they were looking at that too. You never know.
I like the vest. The topic is a little bit 15 years ago, but I like the passion. And Casey got in there. I've heard him being interviewed about the Howard Stern years. He's always evasive, but I just like to see Casey do what, sort of what he did in the past. It's a ghost of the whole system and the people, but, there's some of it still there.
I always enjoyed Casey telling stories about Beetlejuice and being out on the road with Beetlejuice and what he was like, and when he would disappear, just walk off and come back with stuff. That was
all his stories, his meltdown stories, crazy stories with Artie of gambling. He didn't tell the really good stories until later about how he would disappear with Miss Howard Stern for a week on a multi-drug bender, literally when the radio station was trying to find him. But Casey is very humbled. I think he found Jesus, and good for him because, boy, Casey's seen a lot of this world. I'd love to interview Casey.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Speaking of humble, Kyle had a moment this week where he was telling us about regular jobs. You guys want to hear?
Yeah. Let's hear Kyle's perspective of the working man and work. Yeah, let's hear this.
Hold on, here we go.
Having a regular job must suck. I remember the last regular job I had was a dishwasher, which I actually liked the job. I was making like, what, $15 or $16 an hour? And I finally had, because I was a dishwasher at Garden Grill. I didn't like those hours because I would go in at 3 to closing time. So I'd work from fucking 3 to midnight or 1 in the morning. But then I got a job at a restaurant in Providence that was 8 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon, which I dug. And I dug being a dishwasher because it's an easy fucking job. Especially at a restaurant in the morning and you don't have to close the place out. But then I started doing YouTube and making a shitload of money, so I stopped doing that. But
dishwashing, he put it behind him because he makes more money YouTubing. So.
Kyle likes to set his own schedule. Look, unfortunately, the restaurant industry is not for him because 3 to 11 when they need dishwashers is not when he really wants to be there.
They couldn't keep him, and they can't afford him.
I worked as a dishwasher. I think I made
$4.55
an hour or something like that. It was a summer job.
Was a dishwasher too. Remember?
It was hard as shit.
He loved it.
Yeah, Camp Wellmet. He claimed that he worked in summer. He washed his own dishes at camp and claimed it was a summer job. Boy, he has a weird perspective of the past. Do you really think he was punching a clock at Wellmet, paying taxes?
Of course not.
Course. Oh my God, I'm all riled up about Howard.
Let's see here. We've got lots of comments.
Let me just think of anything I want to wrap up with Casey. And as you can see, some of the characters have aged, but you could see a lot of Casey in there, right?
Yeah, is KC still having health issues? The last time I checked in on him, he had some health issue.
Physical or mental?
Physical. No, he had some his liver or something like that, kidney.
Oh, I'm sure it's liver. Casey hit it hard for 20 years. But if you get off of that at his age, he could, but I'm sure his liver has some pretty messed up numbers on it.
Sad. I'd gladly take him, Casey.
And speaking of not taking care of yourselves, I just have to get to it. Now, I think when I first started watching Kyle regularly again, he was into that era when he was trying to get Mersh off of a couch. We all know the famous phrase of how he's trying to move him.
Yeah.
But I had no idea who this guy was. I ended up finding out who Revenge of the Sis is through his battles. And I think Kyle won that round about a year and a half ago. And it sort of started up again.
Moved out of
when he finally moved, I think Kyle changed his life. When he finally moved out of his, he moved from his co-host's house from the basement. I believe the couch in the basement. I don't know. What did he call it?
Something about what the host looks like, his couch, where he's from. I don't know.
You want to do charades? Come on.
Well, anyway, so he moved him from there, and I thought that was great. Someone else gets credit for it. I forget who, but someone else gets credit for it also.
I think it was time. Is it true that he was living 10 years there? 10 years. A little too familiar.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the tension had died down for a long time until a couple weeks ago. Something got crossed. They half-assed tried to talk shit to each other a little bit. I said, Kyle, why don't you just call into him? That went nowhere. And then a new street video comes out of a psychopath lunatic, Baked Alaska, confronting Mersh on the street. In a sense, I don't know, meeting each other. What are the odds that they live next to each other or in the same town? I thought that was pretty odd. Mersh and Bake Alaska. It must be Florida, but the odds that they were downtown at the same time going out.
That's insane. Crazy. I mean, you could tell Mersh was not expecting that at all.
Hey, does anybody know how big Baked Alaska is? Like, how many subs does he have? Any viral videos? I've heard of him before.
The history is, from what I understand, that Bake Alaska was a BuzzFeed writer, and he was in a community of liberals, and he was the lone conservative. He's a provocateur. He has an act. He left that to go into alt-right politics, whatever bullshit. And he was big on Twitter years ago when I was on there. I think he had 200,000 followers.
Oh, wow.
He actually is a very good writer. And I got all that out of that Twitter world, whatever. Apparently he lost his mind and took it to the streets and took it to macing, took it to going to January 6th with like costumes on his head. And I don't know what he does now, but he was out in Florida one night, and him and his crew with the weirdos with always running their cameras. And there goes Mersh walking right by. Baked Alaska did not recognize him. Somebody in his party did. And do we have a clip of that or something close to that?
What we've got is ROTC talking about being above fighting. They're reacting to.
Okay. That's the one we have. We don't have that. Oh, Kyle played the clip many times, and you can see Mersh all walking slovenly away. Let's take a look at what we have.
Like I'm a little past that whole let's meet behind the swing set and have a fist fight.
It's this because most of the people, and I'll include myself in this, most of the people on YouTube, I'm going to break the fourth wall. I'm exposing the goddamn business. Are fucking complete beta males. They are. There's
Mersh admits he's a beta male.
I thought it was so beta male high school bullshit. You can see it on YouTube. It was the worst celeb fight of all time. And let me tell you why. What Mersh says about the whole situation, him not wanting to get locked up. I don't want to fight somebody and miss a show. Fuck off.
Oh, we have that clip.
Oh, well, Leah, let me not describe it. Let Mersh put it into Mersh words. Why he couldn't turn around and go, "What's your problem? Calm down. You want to talk to me? Here
At
it
the
goes."
beginning of the show, you could always hear me like, I think fighting anybody online is stupid. I think it's one of the dumbest.
I agree. I think it's dumb. And of course, Mersh wasn't going to fight him. Why would he?
Try hard things, unless you're like a Logan Paul and you're doing whatever. Even that's kind of dumb. I always thought that's kind of stupid. And secondly, like you never want to be the person that throws the first punch. You're going to go to jail, right?
Yeah, I would absolutely
Am I
have no
wrong?
problem
Royce
fighting
says
him.
you've been
But
talking shit for
if you
ages,
think I'm
why
gonna
you fight
like,
me now?
you know, I think Royce has known me long enough to know
He's
Royce
more
has
of a
already
real
watched
beast.
me fuck my life up at least 3 times on some straight wigger shit. And you've been around for it, and now I'm like,
Did you? Did you? You know, I kind of like Royce. He doesn't want any part of this stupid Mersh shit. But apparently, this Mersh has been tagging this guy for a long
He
time.
has a lot on the line. He can't be getting in trouble for fighting. You know, there was a cop he claims down the street somewhere. He's got gun permits pending, and he wants to buy a house next year. So, you know, you should give the guy a break.
I tell you why what Mersh says bothers me. First of all, I don't want to be watching Mersh or Nightwave or any of this shit in the first place. And Kyle, why did you bring this into my world? But second of all, because I have to sit through it, I hear all about Mersh talk about how he's going to the gym and he's turning his life around. And hey, man, the effort's worth it. And on and on and on. And him bringing up this topic. And then you see him walking down the street, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Is everything you people say about yourselves a lie all the time? It was ridiculous how he looked. Oh, smoking a cigarette. He's a professional smoker. Even he's one of those guys that walks down the street still smoking a cigarette. And then all dumpy walking away. Neither of them going to fight, but somebody typed something funny as shit in Kyle's live stream. And they said how Mersh films himself. He's very good at this. His webcam setup. He used white women camera tricks. And it's so true. It's like the last thing on his body to get fat is his face somehow. And like everything right below that. Ba-dump, 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 ba-dump.
Yeah.
Sad.
And look, don't keep bringing up. And actually, when this whole thing came up, I watched up some Mersh's reaction. He's like, "Come see me in 3 or 4 months. We're gonna see who's gonna be laughing." It was like a WWE promo or something. Listen, brother, we're not gonna be like this in 3 months. Oh well, it's a problem now.
Yeah.
He does look like a svelte little Lex Luthor on camera, right?
He's a fat, skinny guy. He's supposed to be a skinny guy like Shuli, one of those indoor monsters, but I don't know what he eats, and he's like a skinny fat guy. Fat guy now. And Kyle kept making there was a million jokes. You're now the fattest guy in Revenge of the Sith and all that shit.
Oh, let's not forget. Kyle hit it on the head. He said that Mersh looks like Adam Sandler's roommate in Little Nicky.
It does, and he
That's hilarious.
showed that it is at first I was like, oh man, that's about right. Then I saw the clip and I was like, holy shit, he absolutely nailed that. Right on.
Mm-hmm.
Especially the bald spot in the front.
That was fantastic. Accurate as fuck.
And then he was saying the guy's not fat enough to be Mersh. Anyway, it guided a little bit towards some fight stuff, but it died right back then. It's like they don't have the energy to fight. I don't like fighting. I think zings are hilarious and it's harmless, but it seems like, once again, it's going to go nowhere. But I found the video shocking. Not as shocking as the first time I saw like Artie with his nose in or something. Okay, let's not go there. Let's not go like medieval. He didn't look like a medieval curse or something, but hey, come on. And dress a little bit better, buddy.
Yeah, that was not good at all. His shorts and that t-shirt. That t-shirt was very tight on him. It was
The
terrible.
most cringe part of it, when I first saw it, I thought he was by himself. Because everybody parted to see. He had all his friends moved away from him.
That's true.
And I was like, oh man, it's so sad. Nobody would stand up for him and go, brother, why do you have this camera assaulting my friend? No, everybody just kept walking.
Excuse me. Some guy at the end, I believe, said something like, "Why don't you punch him first and then?" Blah, blah. I was like, "Oh my god."
Oh, there was a lot of legalese of why this. It's like
That's
back in
true.
the school on Monday after why they didn't fight Friday after school. It was so childish, and everybody had all weekend to think about their legalese of why they did or didn't fight. It was ridiculous.
Now look, you guys, really, really quick. We're 40 minutes in. It looks like Kyle is not going to join us after all. He teased that he may come on tonight, but it
Yeah.
looks like it's not going to happen. So I just wanted to
Oh,
acknowledge.
oh, brutal master, tease me about coming on my radio show.
It would have
then
been
never do
awesome.
it.
He sounded like he had something to say, but you know, things
He
happen.
probably wanted to come on. He's probably passed out now, dreaming about Mersh or something.
Hopefully he's sleeping and resting
Yeah.
for tomorrow's show. Yes.
He had a rough show. The last show I called in. The last show was about 3 hours long. Sometimes
Yeah.
he really he has a lot of sleepy juice, and I knew tonight would be a little bit shorter because
You
of
did.
that.
You called it. You called it. That's true.
Yeah.
That was funny. I have a clip actually. Cordy requested a clip. It's not the one Cordy requested, but what Kyle sounds like.
When Kyle
Yeah.
sounds like on what?
When he's had a lot of sleepy juice.
Oh, right. Of
The
course.
But you know, for everyone's sake, he is explaining something to us, and so take a listen, and you know, we can all learn something from this.
No glasses of water.
She went to Carolina to talk to some white people. The clip they played before. You have to understand. She went to a Republican state and she interviewed a white guy on the street. So she's in it. She deserves a Medal of Honor.
I believe
He's
that was
talking
him.
about the hypocrisy of Anna Kasparian.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit odd. I think he was trying to smash Anna Kasparian through Jimmy Dore's bizarre explanation of whatever's going through his mind of the day. Another thing that we're getting a lot into, the Jimmy Dore mind, which is very hostile. But yeah, he has a lot of sleepy juice, and he sometimes it gets a little bit tough to understand what's going on. He has some repeated phrases like "what you don't know is what you don't know is." You got to understand. You got to understand.
And you guys didn't donate. Like what? That one gets me each time. I'm like, oh my god, why do I have to remind you each time that someone donated?
I'm starting to understand when I call in when he says you got to understand. That means that he wants to talk about what he wants to talk about and not what I've been talking about. No, but you got to understand.
Oh, do you like getting yelled at? What are you asking about that for? You're wasting his time.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing I noticed that he gets offended if you interrupt his mumbling, like you try to help him out a little bit.
It's extremely delicate. Every single time I call in, I have to like win him over again because he goes, "What do you want?" Every time when I call in, I'm like, and now I know that it's like soup Nazi. It's like call in Nazi. You go, "This is my topic. This is what I want to talk about," and then you may convince him, and sometimes otherwise he will boot your ass. There's no time for it.
True.
But I would say the last two times I did like sort of convince him and befriend him, I guess, a little bit and say, I got in what I wanted to say and I'm getting out. Got to go. Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, I thought
the worst thing you can do is stay on too long and ramble or mumble and go in a direction that he doesn't care about.
I like the fly. Yeah, those when you called in, that was great. Yeah. He just got upset. He got upset. I just thought it was hilarious that he started to mumble and slur, and you just started to talk.
Right.
Wait.
Sometimes he'll stop me and he'll say to me like a drill sergeant, "Do you understand what I said to you?" And I go, "Yes, I do. I do. I understand what you said to me."
Do you understand, stupid?
He's like, you got to understand.
Yeah.
And then he'll say to me, What are you, retarded? And it's, what do I say back to that? I have nothing to say back to that.
He's like, no, are you okay?
Yeah. So I've got my order. I know how to call in much better now. I just don't know when to call in because sometimes at the third act, it's, he's come and go.
Go through the acts for us again.
The first one, when he comes in, he's very happy. Hey, what is up? What is good? And, always in a good mood.
Mad
I got
dubs.
mad dubs. Unbelievable dubs.
Exponential, plentiful,
Yeah,
inordinate.
Right, 5 or 10 minutes, which is Act 1, and then he'll go into the long-term playing of his shows. Recently, he's been playing. Well, what would you say? Callan and Tripoli still, Kumia, and then AIU. Right, that's the 3 ones he hits every night.
That's the rotation, yeah.
Yeah, so he goes into that, and then that can go for sort of basically as long as the Sleepy Juice goes, and then Act 3 is Sleepy Juice time.
That's the way.
But they're not all equal, like time. They're not each 20 minutes,
like,
and they change day to day.
When he's got his second wind, and sometimes he'll be like in the second act, and he's already caught his second wind twice, and so then he just goes on a little bit longer, and that's always fun.
That's the door shutting on him. Not putting up your bullshit if you call in meandering. You have to be focused and have to have a topic. So anyway, we had a pretty good. We played a bunch of clips there. I'm glad we got through them. We're going to have more of our Shaffir clips next week, and we'll get into a bunch of other stuff. But we'll keep entertaining you while it's Howard Street. A Red Bar and Howard Stern free summer.
I was just going to ask, is there a Howard Stern update? And of course there isn't. He's on vacation until next month still.
No, the only updates is what Beth picture she puts out on Instagram. Then you can deduce where the two idiots are at the time. Are they in New York? Are they in Florida? Are they playing with cats? Of course they're playing with cats.
Did she put on lipstick while she's still inside?
Yeah. Is she sleeping on the couch? Is she sleeping on the shades?
Is she wearing her old lady clothes? Let's find out.
So I hate him, and that summarizes that. But we're going to try to pull more fun clips. And actually, it would be great if we had the ability to call in. We'll work on that also. So this was fun. We got a bunch of clips to go.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening and watching.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon. And hey, any clips that you want us to pull, please come into Disgruntled. What's it called?
It's a really long time. I should shorten it, but it's like Disgruntled, Stern, and O&A, whatever.
Okay, for now, it is Disgruntled Stern fans. Please come join us. Give us some ideas what to play, talk about, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.